Hello, hi, welcome once again to M5's new English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV screen to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well, let's learn English together. Okay, welcome one and welcome all. How are you feeling today? I hope everything's okay, and I hope you're all ready to continue revising what we learned in lessons 6 to 9. Are you ready? Yes? Fantastic! Well, what the elephant's trunk are we waiting for? This is lesson 50. Lesson 50? That's right, the 50th lesson in M5's English language program. Lesson 50. That's a half century. Fantastic, great, wonderful, right on. Okay, settle down, settle down. Now, the last time we met, we looked at how we learned the ordinal numbers from 20 to 100. We know that the ordinal numbers from 1 to 20 have a few strange members in their club. Most of the ordinal numbers are simple enough, but with some of them we have to be careful. Do you remember? Think back, think back, think back to lesson 32. First, second, third, fifth. They're a bit different, aren't they? How do we spell them? Do you remember? Well, first is spelled F-I-R-S-T. Second is spelled S-E-C-O-N-D. Third is spelled T-H-I-R-D. And fifth is spelled F-I-F-T-H. Now, the other ordinal numbers are simpler. We just take the number and add th. 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. Okay, we have to be careful with 9th because we drop the E from 9 before we add the th. 12th is also a bit tricky. The spelling's not so simple, but the rest of the numbers are very easy. Take the cardinal number and add th. So, let's check those ordinal numbers. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. Okay, now, we know how to count from 1 to 100. We know that when we get to 20, it becomes easier. There's a pattern that we can see, a logic we can use. Do you remember the pattern? That's right. We take 20, add a hyphen, and then add a number between 1 and 9. 21 is 21. 25 is 25. 29 is 29. Okay now, what about ordinal numbers beyond 20? Well, that's simple. We know the ordinal numbers from 1 to 9, don't we? Yes, of course we do. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7th, 8th, 9th. Okay, so thinking logically, what do you think we do after 20th? That's right. We take 20 and add an ordinal number between 1 and 9. Simple. So 21 is a cardinal number. But what's the ordinal version? That's right, 21st. We take 20, add a hyphen, and add an ordinal number from 1 to 9. Easy. So, What are the ordinal numbers from 20 to 29? 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th. And what comes next? That's right, 30th. Now, like 20th with 30th, 40th, 50th, 60th, 70th, 80th and 90th. We change the Y to I before we add the th. So they look like this: 30th, 40th, 50th, 60th, 70th, 80th, 90th. All right, fab, terrific, triffid, yucca, palm tree. So, now we know all the numbers from 0 to 100. And we're back. Did you have a nice trip back? You did? Good. Okay. Well, what else did we learn in weeks 6 to 9? Well, one very important thing we learned was the present continuous tense. We know the present simple tense, and we know we have to be careful with the spelling of the third person singular. But we also know that although the present simple is a useful tense, it's not enough. We need to learn more tenses, and the present continuous is the best place to start. Do you remember when we met the present continuous? Think back, concentrate, think back to lesson 33. Lesson 33. We use the present continuous tense to talk about now, about what is happening now. If something is happening now, we need the present continuous tense. I'm talking to you. That sentence is the present continuous. I'm talking to you now, so I'm using the present continuous. I'm standing in front of a camera. Again, what tense is that? That's right, I'm using the present continuous tense. Why am I using the present continuous tense? Because I'm talking about what I'm doing now. Now, this minute. Okay, let's look at how we make the present continuous tense in English. Look at the sentences I said. I'm talking to you. I'm using the present continuous. I'm standing in front of a camera. Okay, so we can see that the present continuous is made up of two parts, I'm and ing. Now, what's the first part? Do you recognize it? We've seen it somewhere before. It's part of a verb we know. That's right, it's the verb to be. Do you remember the verb to be? Do you remember the form of the verb to be? Here's a quick reminder. So, that's the verb to be. Remember, all the forms are the same except for the first person singular and the third person singular. The first person singular form, I, is am. The third person singular form, he, she, it, is. Okay, so to make the present continuous, we first need the verb to be. In the example sentences, we can see the short form of the verb to be, I'm. I can also use the full version, I am. Now, what about the next part of the present continuous? Talking, using, standing. We add ing to the infinitive. So, to make the present continuous, we start with the verb to be in the correct form. I am, you are, he, she, it is, we are, you are, or they are. And then we add a verb with ing. So, I am talking or I'm talking. You are watching TV or you're watching TV. I am standing in a studio or I'm standing in a studio. So, the present continuous isn't hard. We know the verb to be, and we can easily add ing to another verb, can't we? Of course we can. Great. Now, what do we have to be careful of in English? That's right. In English, we normally have to be careful with spelling. Remember, we have 5 groups of spelling when we change singular nouns into plural nouns. We also have spelling changes in the present simple tense. Do you remember? That's right. In the present simple tense, the third person singular changes, doesn't it? In the present simple, in the third person, we normally add an S. Sometimes we add ES, and sometimes we change the ending Y to IES. Well, we know about the spelling changes for the present simple. What about the spelling for the present continuous? What happens to the third person singular? Do we have to change the spelling for the third person singular in the present continuous tense? No. All we have to do is put the correct form of the verb to be and then add the ing version of the verb. Now, when we want to make the ing form of a verb, what do we have to be careful about? The first thing we have to be careful about is if the verb ends in E. If the verb ends in an E, like, for example, make, or drive, or bake, then we remove the E before we add ing. It's not making, it's making. It's not driving, it's driving. And it's not baking, it's baking. Okay, so we know the first area where we have to be careful. If the verb ends in E, we remove the E before adding ing. Good. Now, are there any other places we have to be careful? Yes, there's another rule we need to remember. If the verb ends in IE, then we replace the IE with YING. The baby's not lying on the bed, it's lying on the bed. The tree is not dying, it's dying. And what's the third rule we have to remember? That's right. If the verb ends in vowel plus consonant, the last letter is doubled. You're sitting down. He's swimming. We're running. Okay, so now we know where we have to be careful. Now, let's have a look at when we use the present continuous tense. We use the present continuous tense to talk about something which is happening now, right now, at this moment in time. We don't use the present continuous to talk about the past. And we don't use the present continuous to talk about things which are always true. We use the present continuous to talk about things which are happening now. And we're back. Ooh, look at the time. We're back just in time to leave. Oh, blimey. Elephant's toenails. Okay. Well, that's all we have time for today. Crikey, time flies when you're having fun. Okay, well, you've been watching M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. Thanks for watching. I'm Gav Duncan. I'm not Flash Gordon, and I'm not Ming the Merciless. I'm Gav Duncan, and I'll see you on your TV screen next lesson for some more English fun. See you later. Bye.